I could talk about Cindy and how professional she is and all the things she's brought to Union for hours, but I'll try to keep it within my 5 minutes. And because I will tell you that Cindy started out as an English teacher. And she won Teacher of the Year after 3 years, which doesn't surprise anyone who knows how talented she is in writing and speaking and pretty much everything dealing with English. But she decided she wanted more, and she went to work for Phillips Petroleum in Bartlesville. And that led her to getting her master's from TU in human resources. And aren't we lucky that she did that? Because when Phillips Petroleum was downsizing, Cindy and her husband decided to look at Tulsa to see if maybe there was something here that they would prefer over staying in Bartlesville, and we snagged her as soon as she came to the interview. I don't know how many of you have to interview people, and then this amazing candidate walks in. Like when Melva walked in, when Cindy walked in, when I got a chance to steal Gail from Dr. Burden. You know, you just know them instantly, and you kind of want to hire them right there on the spot, but you know, there's all these rules and you can't. But we knew we wanted Cindy, and so Cindy came, and within a couple of years, she was made the director, I believe, when Ken Bibb retired, and we needed her so much in HR. We had not had a person, at least during my tenure, in HR that really had a master's in HR law and had also worked in the legal department of Phillips Petroleum in the HR section. So Cindy had such amazing understanding of all the human resource laws, both federal and state, and we were incredibly fortunate to get that, because on top of that, she had the heart of a teacher, and she loved the kids, and she wanted a way to give back. You know, I've worked in oil and gas, and I know some of you love oil and gas, but I didn't really get that give back feeling then. But when you work in education, you kind of feel like you're contributing, even if you're the people in the office. And so Cindy kind of wanted that, and so we were fortunate to get her. When she came, we were in such a state of disarray still, especially in the HR area. We didn't have a single job description. We didn't have files that were really organized, I'd say. We had them, but they weren't as organized as they needed to be. Cindy found all kinds of things in both our negotiated agreements and our board policies and in how we were handling HR issues that we needed to modify. And over the years, with her help and her guidance, we have modified them. Cindy is known throughout the state as probably the most competent, most articulate, the one with the most integrity, and probably the smartest human resources director of all the schools. She is frequently asked to speak at many, at schools. She's asked to speak at seminars, and she is very, very well respected. One thing that I will say about Cindy, as great as she is in HR, and boy are her shoes going to be hard to fill, even though we know Jay is jumping right into him and he'll give it his best shot. Cindy and I together inherited the self-insurance fund here at Union, and those of you who are insured by Union know what I'm talking about. It looks like it's easy to manage that fund, but it really hasn't been easy at all. And there are lots of rules and laws. You might have heard about Obamacare. We had to make sure we followed all those rules and laws. Cindy has just done a wonderful job of digging in and learning those rules. We've sort of done it together, and I think we have a fantastic human resource benefit package for our employees, which I attribute mostly to Cindy and her leadership. And we are working hard to transition that knowledge to Trish, who will do great, and Jay, who will do great, and Melissa, who will do great. But there's a lot to learn on those, and I'm grateful that we were able to do that together, because you taught me so much about I knew the finance side, I didn't know the HR side, and you brought that to the table, and you've also learned the finance side. So I think I've said before, or you've said before, well, you kind of sound like you're the CFO sometimes when you talk, because you have the finance side down. On a personal note, I'm always going to be grateful to Cindy for a cold day one day when I had a daughter in college. Some of you might have had this, who wasn't really thinking as clearly as you would want them to think. Maybe, if, and was doing things you didn't really want them to do. And I decided I needed to drive up there and get that girl and bring her home, and so we could have some conversation. And that's a lot harder to do than, especially when they're in St. Louis. But Cindy came with me, and I'm always going to be grateful for her and Barry for the support they gave us. And that daughter is fantastic now and all graduated and everything's great. But when I needed a really good friend, not just somebody who was really professional and really smart and really dedicated, but somebody that was also my good friend, I was incredibly fortunate to have Cindy be that person that day. Thank you. I've been incredibly fortunate to have Melva be that person like every day. And also Gail, thank you so much for all you've done. You are so smart. How would we have made it getting Munis up without you and Cindy? So thank you, thank you, thank you. Cindy, I want you to come up. I want you to introduce your amazing family. I want you to say a few words. And I love you, Cindy.
Thank you so much, Debbie. And yes, I have my lovely family with me tonight. My husband Barry, my son Jeremy, Brady, and with us is Amanda also. And I want to shout out to my best friend from high school, Bonnie Kraft, and all of my friends here. I'm so thrilled to see each and every one of you here. I'm truly honored and privileged this evening to work for the very best public school system, working with the very best colleagues. I couldn't have done it without all of your support, my family, my friends, every one of you. I'm so truly grateful for the experiences that I've shared with you, and also to share with the other honorees here tonight. What a great group. And I'm going to tell a little story about myself, and it might even be more inappropriate than Dr. Hartzler said his comments were. I actually didn't think those were too inappropriate. I'll never forget getting hired to work here at Union. I was so thrilled to be at such a high-quality school district and excited to dig in and tackle my responsibilities. And some of you may have heard this story before, so I apologize, but there really aren't too many stories that HR can tell. We have to keep them all quiet, but this one is about me. So here I was, new on the job. I dug into all the policies, and I noticed that we didn't have a policy prohibiting alcohol at work. We prohibited drugs, but for some reason we were okay with alcohol on the job. I don't know. And then we also didn't have a sexual harassment policy. So I thought, oh, this could be fun. Alcohol, sexual harassment. Whoa. So us HR folks, we have to suck all the fun out. We have to, so I got busy, and Jay, Melissa, we walk in a room and we just suck the air out. People are saying, uh-oh, there comes Jay and Cindy and Melissa. So I got busy to fix the policy, so we prohibited alcohol at work and sexual harassment. Got that all in place, took it to the board, got it approved. And then we thought, oh, wow, wouldn't it be great if we get the policy translated into Spanish? We've got quite a few Spanish-speaking new employees, so we didn't have a bilingual person in the HR department at that time, so we thought we would use one of those nifty little software packages. We just scanned it in, and presto changeo, out comes a Spanish version. So we take it to the new employee orientation, we pass it out, we've got several Spanish-speaking employees, and we notice suddenly that they're all chuckling and kind of pointing to the policy, and we're like, okay, what's funny? And one really brave new employee raised her hand and she said, well, the title is Union Public Schools Prohibits Sexual Frustration. Uh-oh. Now we're really in trouble, you know? Oh no. Note to self. Get a real person to translate the policies. Make sure they speak Spanish really, really, really well. You know, lesson learned. And you know that truly it's been a great adventure to work here. We've had lots of fun. We've had lots of serious times. But I'm so proud to have been able to work with these wonderful colleagues that are here tonight and others for these past 18 years. I want to specifically thank the leaders that I've worked for and with, Dr. Hartzler, Dr. Broden, Dr. Williams now, and especially I want to thank Debbie Jacoby, my coach and mentor, my supportive boss for many, many years. And of course, you know, I just owe them a debt of gratitude. So thank you to each of those fine leaders. And then I'd be very remiss if I didn't thank my HR staff. What a wonderful group of professionals. I just couldn't ask for a better team. They're service-oriented, smart, dedicated, and I can't begin to thank them enough for their accomplishments. Whatever measure of success I've had, it's attributable to my fantastic staff, each and every one of them. And of course, there's Letha, my right-hand person. Thank you, Letha. She's the brains of the Cindy-Letha duo. She keeps me on track. She's just been incredible, and she's been essential to my success these past 8 years, I think it is, that we've worked together. So thank you, Letha. I know all of the HR staff will continue their excellence, and that I leave the department in great hands. Jay, Melissa, and all of the wonderful staff. Thank you. I also want to say that, you know, I really am going to enjoy retirement. I'm going to miss each and every one of you. I saw a recent quote that said, the only downside to retirement is that you don't get a day off. But I think I can handle that. So, you know, I plan to travel, perhaps to do some consulting, maybe teach at the college level, maybe help my husband with a business idea he has. So many possibilities. I know I'll enjoy the freedom to choose my path in retirement, but I also know that I'll miss working for this wonderful organization and with all of you wonderful colleagues. Thank you again so much for sharing this adventure with me, and I wish you all the best.